I was asked a question, what was it that caused me to become an atheist? I can say it's a long story, I can say it's a short story, but I will tell you it's my story. When I was young, very young, at the age of 5 to the age of 14, I was taught the Bible and church history 1 hour a day, 7 days a week, 10 and a half months out of the year for about 9 years. I was very, very good because at the age of 11, I outlined the Bible. There were people at that time said that, Ron, what you would do is you'd make a very good minister. And I thought about it, but I said, no, I want to go into the service. And I joined the service. When I joined the service, it was a very interesting process, but I was on both sides of the world. I was on the side of Germany during the Berlin crisis. I was on the side of Vietnam. And it was in Vietnam that caused some real serious problems in my walk because of what I had experienced. When I got out, I used the GI Bill to determine to become a pastor. What happened in 1969 was that my cousin and my nephew, the nephew was Michael, age of 5, died in a fire in a home that had probably bad wiring. And in the funeral, it was so bad that they were buried together because the casket was closing. And the oldest brother of the girl that died, Marvin, wound up saying, why would God take the life of a 5-year-old child? I couldn't answer the question. Because of the background of Vietnam and because of the background of the service, and now I'm faced with this, I could not answer that question. And because I couldn't answer the question, I started asking the question to professors and to other pastors, but I wasn't getting the correct answers. And what it did was it wound up turning me into an atheist. And I got really good. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 gives a 7-step downward route that you're going to take. Number 1, you're not going to believe that the resurrection is true. You're dead in your sins. All preachers are liars, and it keeps on going down to the point where you are going to have some serious problems. But then there's another 2 words that stands out. But God. 10 years as an atheist, I tried to destroy people's faith. And I was very good at it. Because of my background, all I had to do was to ask, what denomination are you? I would go into their doctrine using their Bible, and I would slowly rip their faith apart. Because a lot of people can tell you what they believe. They can tell you how they operate in that belief. But if they cannot tell you why they believe it, I got them. That went on for a period of 10 years. So 69 to 1979. And on Easter Sunday morning on 1979. On Easter Sunday morning on 1979, I was required to wind up taking my wife and my sons to a church because it was Easter. And I was not a happy camper. We just moved down to Florida. And in moving down to Florida, I found out that the tuner on my radio, the string broke. I couldn't change the channels. The switch was also broken, which means I couldn't turn it off or on. The only way I could do it was to unplug or plug it. I plugged it in. And it was connected to a program down here in Florida called WAJL. And we acclaim Jesus Lord. And I couldn't have changed the station if I wanted to. What happened is that the person that I got ready to unplug it until the person at the other end said, what we're going to do today is we're going to prove that Jesus rose from the dead. Legally, I lost it. I am screaming questions at this radio. And the radio is repeating my question verbatim and answering it. I am going at this 90 miles an hour for 25 minutes before I even realized I was arguing with the radio. And at the very end, the man said something I never forgot. What he said was this: "Today, that scepter is in your hands. What are you going to do with Jesus? Tomorrow, that scepter will be in his hands, and he will ask the question, what will I be doing with you?" The answer you give today will be the answer he will give tomorrow, because God will honor the choice that you make. So at this particular point, you choose, and he will honor it. I just had all my questions answered as far as the resurrection was concerned that I've been looking for 10 years, and it immediately changed my life. Only the problem was it took my wife over a year to believe I changed. She thought for a lot of times I was trying to trick her into going after her, because I tried to destroy her faith also.